Dear Chief Acosta, is there a crime called malversation? If there is, can it be committed through negligence? I am curious to know because of the circulating rumors in our town about missing public funds, allegedly due to the carelessness of several local officials. Lian.
Dear Lian, malversation is defined and penalized under Article 217 of Act 3815, otherwise known as the Revised Penal Code as amended by Republic Act Number 10951 to wit.
Article 217, Malversation of public funds or property. Presumption of malversation. Any public officer who, by reason of the duties of his office, is accountable for public funds or property, shall appropriate the same, or shall take or misappropriate, or shall consent through abandonment or negligence, shall permit any other person to take such public funds or property, wholly or partially, or shall otherwise be guilty of the misappropriation or malversation of such funds or property shall suffer 1. The penalty of prisión correccional in its medium and maximum periods, if the amount involved in the misappropriation or malversation does not exceed 40,000 pesos. 2. The penalty of prisión mayor in its minimum and medium periods, if the amount involved is more than 40,000 pesos, but does not exceed 1,200,000 pesos. 3. The penalty of prisión mayor in its maximum period to reclusión temporal in its minimum period, if the amount involved is more than 1,200,000 pesos, but does not exceed 2,400,000 pesos. 4. The penalty of reclusión temporal in its medium and maximum periods, if the amount involved is more than 2,400,000 pesos, but does not exceed 4,400,000 pesos. 5. The penalty of reclusión temporal in its maximum period, if the amount involved is more than 4,400,000 pesos, but does not exceed 8,800,000 pesos. If the amount exceeds the latter, the penalty shall be reclusión perpetua.
The elements of malversation under the said provision of law are
1. That the offender is a public officer. 2. That he or she had custody or control of funds or property by reason of the duties of his or her office. 3. That those funds or property were funds or property for which he or she was accountable. And 4. That he or she appropriated, took, misappropriated, or consented, or through abandonment or negligence permitted another person to take them. See Venezuela versus People, GR number 205693, February 14, 2018, penned by the retired Honorable Associate Justice Andres Reyes Jr.
in a fairly recent case, the High Court in Corpus versus People, June 8, 2020, penned by retired Honorable Associate Justice Jose Reyes Jr., held that what is necessary for conviction is proof that the accountable officer had received the public funds and that such officer failed to account for the said funds upon demand without offering a justifiable explanation for the shortage to it.
In addition, in the crime of malversation of public funds, all that is necessary for conviction is proof that the accountable officer had received the public funds and that such officer failed to account for the said funds upon demand without offering a justifiable explanation for the shortage.
Thus, applying the ruling to your query, it is clear that malversation can also be committed through negligence. Precisely in the words of the Supreme Court in Constantino Soleta versus Sandigan Bayan et al., penned by the retired Honorable Associate Justice Arturo Brion,
Malversation is committed either intentionally or by negligence. The dolo or the culpa present in the offense is only a modality in the perpetration of the felony. Even if the mode charged differs from the mode proved, the same offense of malversation is involved and conviction thereof is proper.
we hope that we were able to answer your queries. Please be reminded that this advice is based solely on the facts you have narrated and our appreciation of the same. Our opinion may vary when other facts are changed or elaborated. Tomorrow, we'll look into another question from viewers and readers of Dear PAO. This is your host, Dr. Presida V. Rueda Acosta, DSD, the Chief Public Attorney of the Republic of the Philippines. Goodbye for now.